Hi guys, my name's Kat. I am the Artistic Director of Cat Mary Productions, and this video is going to highlight to you a scene performed on the stage in a specifically Brechtian style. The scene is taken from our touring production of Woyzeck, which is about the lowly soldier Woyzeck who is driven to insanity and murderous action due to the oppressive social and political corruption that he faces in his daily life. In this scene, he goes to see a shopkeeper, whereby he buys a knife in order to kill his common law wife, Marie. We have chosen to perform it in a specifically Brechtian style. So for anyone who's studying it for their exams, or anyone who just wants an introduction to social and political theatre, to Brecht's VFX making strange techniques, this is the video for you. You're going to see the scene once in its entirety. It's about 2 minutes long, and then we'll watch it again, but this time with me commenting over the top and explaining step by step every single element and every single technique that we're using to make that scene Brechtian. Let's have a look. This next scene takes place in a shop. My little shop.
The gun? It's too dear.
You either buy it or you don't.
How much for the knife?
Oh, that'll buy you a cheap death. That there is an economical death. 2 shillings. So that's the scene, and now we're going to have a look at it again, and I am going to explain why it would be considered a Brechtian style of performance. The first thing we need to remember when we're looking at Brecht is that we're not looking at naturalism, so we're not trying to create the illusion of real life on stage. Instead, we are creating social and political theatre. Theatre that encourages the audience to think critically from a clear-headed social and political perspective. So therefore, everything that we need to do on that stage is with the aim of encouraging social analysis and critical awareness. What we don't want is for the audience to be submerged in empathy or at any point to be identifying emotionally with these characters in a way that stops them from being able to think, judge and critically assess social and political meaning on the stage. The acting style in Brechtian theatre is known as Gestic acting. With Brecht, we're not internalising anything, we are externalising it. We are demonstrating to our audience, demonstrating the outward signs of social and political relationships. Everything is visual. So we need to create an acting style whereby we're working in a crisp, clear, precise, demonstrative manner. We are combining gestures and attitudes. So for example, if you hold your hand up like this is a money gesture. If we want the audience to critically assess how people are living in a world where money rules the world and we are driven by greed and corruption, we take this gesture and we apply an attitude to it. We can then pause it. And this would be a Gestic demonstrated depiction of a world run by money, wealth, power and corruption. So let's have another look at this scene. Look at these Gestic moments. Look at the Gestic style of performance. And I'm also going to talk you through all the other elements that make this distinctly Brechtian. Okay, so the scene starts. I enter upstage left and I am physically putting the crate into position and I freeze. So in those few moments, there are a few Brechtian techniques. The first, if you look at how the scene is lit, it is a stark white wash. With Brecht, he didn't want mood and atmospheric lighting that would encourage the audience to be indulgent and to submerge themselves in an emotional state. He wanted them thinking clearly. So therefore, harsh, bright white lights to encourage critical thinking. He compared it to a boxing ring effect. If you're watching a boxing match, harsh, bright lights on the space, and the audience in a boxing match aren't sitting sleepily with their popcorn. They are awake, they're alert, and they're paying attention. So we have the stark white light. You'll see that our set is very minimal, stripped back, and bare. Brecht did not want a set littered with naturalistic trappings and adornments. He wanted a clear, simple, bare, functional teaching space. Got one backdrop, which we use for projections. Brecht would also use placards in his theatre. He would also commonly have visible costume changes. You might have costume rails up and visible throughout. We don't have them in this production, but we have used them in previous productions. We also see me enter the stage and I set up the scene. We don't go into blackout. We don't try to hide the stage management. No, all of the tools to create the production are visible for the audience to see. At no point are we trying to convince them that we are anything other than actors demonstrating a part to them. You see, I hold that pose for a few seconds. Tableau. That's another part of Brechtian theatre. I present a stage picture and I hold it for a few seconds. I mark the moment to give the audience time to critically assess the image that I am presenting them. And if you look at my facial expression, it is very externalized. It's almost mask-like. So I'm presenting the idea of an old shopkeeper who's been in the business a very, very long time, and my focus is on making money. And I hold it. I give the audience time to take it in. This next scene takes place in a shop. I then narrate to the audience. I say, I'm a shopkeeper. This is my shop. I am breaking the fourth wall. So there is no divide with the actor and the audience with Brechtian theatre. We smash through that fourth wall and we narrate, we make eye contact, we draw the audience in and say, you, yes you, I'm talking to you. This is what you're about to see. Watch it, assess it, draw meaning from it. What do you think about what you're about to see? We don't want suspense in Brechtian theatre. We don't want the audience sitting there going, oh no, what's going to happen? Nah. Get rid of that. We want them thinking critically, thinking clearly. So that's where we have a narrative voice. The narrator tells the audience what they're about to see, which gives them time to think and critically assess. My little shop. So you see, I say, this is my shop, and I gesture. The audience then laughed. This is called Spaß. It refers to moments of humour. Yes, Brechtian theatre is dealing with social and political meaning. We're looking at corruption. We're looking at capitalist greed. We're looking at a society where the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. We are encouraging lively debate, but we're also entertainers. We want the audience to have fun. We want them to laugh and enjoy the show. So Brecht would include these moments where the audience laugh, moments of humour, Spaß. So when I said this is my shop and I gestured, the humour comes from the fact that we can't see a shop, we just have to imagine one, and I gesture to it. It's sort of like a wink to the audience saying, you're gonna believe this? This is a shop. Here we go. Yeah. The audience find that funny. Also, in terms of Spaß, humour, you will make the audience laugh and then slap them in the face with something very, very hard hitting. So it's a very, very good way to keep them on their toes. Give them a little laughter moment and then smack them back down to earth with something pretty hard hitting. Woyzeck then approaches me. Now you see, when he approaches me, I immediately start to animate. Because with Brechtian theatre, we are looking at how people are driven by wealth, money, and transaction. This shopkeeper is driven by a sale. He's going to buy something from me. So I suddenly light up. I'm physically showing it to the audience. With Brecht, we are not internalizing anything. We're showing it. We're demonstrating it. We're combining gestures, my hands, and attitudes, my face. Oh, I'm going to make a sale. We are creating a series of clear stage pictures that encourage the audience to think critically. This is the start of Gestic acting.
The gun, it's too dear.
So if we pause it there, you see Woyzeck is pointing at the goods in my shop and I'm looking at the goods in my shop. It's a very clear stage picture. And that's what you need to consider when you're working in a Brechtian style. You need to create a series of moving, crisp and clear stage pictures. You should be able to pause a Brechtian play at any time, and through the clarity of what you're doing on stage, the audience should be able to determine social and political meaning.
You either buy it or you don't.
So he says the gun is too dear. Even the subject matter, it's the idea that everything in the world has a value to it. Everything is a transaction. Even committing suicide. It costs money. It all costs money, it all has a value, and the gun is too dear. So the writing at this point is very Brechtian, because we're talking about transaction. Everything in this world has a dollar symbol, has a pound symbol, has a money symbol attached to it. And then what I do is I say, well, you either buy it or you don't. What I'm doing there is I'm giving Woyzeck a choice. Now, choice is so important in Brechtian theatre. We don't want to dictate a set message to our audience. We want them thinking. We want them alert and aware and making a judgment. And they can't do that if we dictate something to them. So we present them with dialectics. And here we have a dialectic whereby he could choose to buy this or he could choose not to. And in terms of creating clear stage pictures, I'm showing him. I am demonstrating. You could do this or you could do that. It's also called the not but. You could choose not to buy the gun, but to walk away. Again, the audience find that entertaining because I am repeating the same movement with that very fixed facial expression. And the fixed facial expression, I keep the sort of carunculated old shopkeeper. At no point do I show empathy towards Woyzeck's clear emotional struggle. That's not what my focus is. As the shopkeeper, I want to make a sale. That is what my face is demonstrating. Nothing more. Woyzeck then chooses not to buy the gun. And then he freezes. So we're marking the moment. We have shown one choice to the audience, and then we freeze. We create a tableau to give them time to see that choice. But then we show them a different choice, a dialectic alternative to walking away. He's choosing not to walk away, but
How much for
to
the
buy
knife?
the knife instead.
Oh, that'll buy you a cheap death. That there is an economical death.
There we go. The knife will buy him a cheap death. So even death has money attached to it. You can't even die for free in this world. Everything costs money. And you see, I bring the knife up and I sniff it because this knife, yes, he might use it for something horrendous, but I don't care because it's going to make me some money. So that stage picture shows that my focus in society is the fact that this is going to make me a quick buck.
2 shillings.
And there, look, a money gesture. Clear, precise stage pictures. A Gestic demonstration of the importance of transaction. Money. Now look at the way that Woyzeck takes the money out of his pocket. It is with real precision and care. It shows that every single coin is of such value to him because he is poor. And when you're poor, money is so important. It is so precious. These 2 coins are treated with such reverence and respect. That is why we got him to clearly, precisely count those coins. Nothing superfluous, really crisp and clear. We then created a ritual handing over of the money. I reach my hand out. He holds his fist over my hand. Look at my face. Big Gestic demonstration. I'm so excited that I'm about to make a quick buck. And then when Woyzeck releases the money, I snatch it away and put it in my pocket. And then I leave upstage left for Woyzeck to carry out his dastardly deeds. I hope that helped, guys. In summary, we've looked at narration, we've looked at visible stage management, we've looked at harsh white lighting, we've looked at a Gestic style of acting whereby we are externalizing emotions, combining gestures and attitudes to create social and political meaning. We're looking at tableau, breaking the fourth wall, and we're looking at precise, clear stage pictures. A deaf person should be able to watch a Brechtian play and be able to understand social and political meaning from it. I hope that was helpful. If you want any more information on Brecht, please like, share, subscribe. Ask me any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. I'd love to make some connections with everybody, and good luck with your Brechtian journey. I wish you all the best. Bye.